Alright, so what's up? It's been like 2 or 3 months since I started posting like regularly. I haven't been posting much because like I came like the best Call of Duty player ever, and But it's spring break now, and I got like 9 days to do whatever I want. So each day I'm gonna be recording a lot more, and to like those 5 people that follow me, like my bad, bro. I've been doing a lot of shit. And then, so today, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do the most, best sounding black metal drumming, because, a lot of people be doing that now recently. And then, yeah. Alright, so what I'm gonna be doing is, this is a drum set, and you need one of these to do the video. You don't got one, just get out of here, bro. And then, but right now, I got my expensive cymbals. But, like black metal, it's not expensive cymbals, so with the power of editing, I'm gonna change these cymbals. And if my editing worked good, this should have worked. So I changed all my cymbals out. And then what I meant by those are my nice cymbals, like the Minos, these are my cheap, like broken cymbals, like this one. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. And then, yeah. The other ones just have like dents and stuff, and then just cheap ones that just don't have any like noise or sound, you know. But what I'm gonna get into is like the most raw way to make it sound raw. Wait a minute. But yeah, you know what I mean. So we're gonna start like the basic stuff and then get like from a way up. So this is like if you're in like a midlife crisis and like you want to start making black metal. So when black metal was first made, well, the first real album in '84, it's like cheap quality. So this is it's not supposed to sound good, because then that's like, because death metal is supposed to sound good, like quality wise. But to start off, we're gonna start with the basics that's in like every black metal band. So it's the basic 4/4 beat. So it's gonna sound like. So that's in 4, so it's 4 beats every measure. Yeah, so it doesn't sound good at all. But so yeah, you just put the stick on the hat. Anyway, so yeah, I'll teach you how to do it. So you get this stick and you hit it 4 times. So it's called a hi-hat, and then on the first hit you hit the bass drum, and the third hit you hit the snare. So it sounds like this. And yeah, so that's like basic, and then that goes in like every black metal song, but I'm gonna focus on like the black metal blast beats. So if you hear a blast beat, it's gonna be like usually fast, so it'll sound something like this. Yeah, that was sloppy. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. I'm a little tired. But in black metal, it's played usually under 160 BPM, so not very fast. And there's different types of blast beats. There's hammer blast, diarrhea blast, the pussy blast. But we're gonna work on like just the traditional. So the traditional, the cymbal and kick drum is gonna be grouped together, and the snare is by itself. So it's gonna be like. That was like really slow, but it's gonna be under like 160, so it'll be like. And then yeah, that's like in every like Dark Throne song. But if you want to make it sound the most like cheap cassette, like make it sound most raw, no dynamics. Don't put a single dynamic in there, alright? But what you want to hear the most is cymbal, and especially hi-hat. Because if you listen to, I don't know, what famous black metal albums? Transylvania Hunger, you mostly hear the hats. black metal is war. That's mostly hats. Yeah, there's any low quality black metal albums, mostly hats. And then self-titled battery. So what I mean by no dynamics is keep this as loud as possible and all the cymbals. Alright, so for example, that 4/4 beat, we're gonna go back to that. It'll sound like this. But the snare and the kick drum, that's the thing with black metal. You're not gonna hear them that much. So you're gonna make the snare drum and bass drum quieter. Alright, so same with the blast beat. So yeah, you mostly hear the hi-hats, and I think the iPhone audio will pick that up. I don't know. It's a phone. But, so instead of it going like crazy loud, you have mostly the hats on there. And then, yeah, the bass drum and snare is a little quieter. But, so we're gonna work in with fills and with other cymbals. So instead of these three, let's work with the ride, double bass, and then these two cymbals, all right? So if you don't want to do both, black metal drumming is kind of boring, like the side that's like supposed to sound bad, unlike the faster stuff. But you gotta put more stuff in there than just like 2 beats. So. Well, I'll show you what I mean. But like sometimes you'll hear that sometimes, but necessarily you'll only hear the snare. So in fills is like when you go from beat and transition to another beat. So like if you're doing 4 and you go into blast beat, it'll do something in the middle. So like, for example. Last beat, but you know what I mean. And then for double bass, it's usually not like anything crazy. It won't be like super fast, like. So that's like, I don't know, that's like too fast, like way too fast. You'd hear like in black metal or somewhere around there. And so let's put this into that 4 and 4 beat. So when we had, let's do that, but let's add double bass. So, understand? All right. So from here, from this is like maybe halfway through. So we're getting to a good point. So let's start that. Sound better, play it a little faster, but with that snare going, instead of on 3, make it go on a couple other parts of that measure. So that kind of sounds like some birds and stuff, you know? But let's move on from that. So in most black metal drumming, you'll have like not a lot of cymbals. So I just have 4 right now. Hats, crash, ride. So let's work with that ride, all right? So yeah, just play it like that. But black metal, they'll have the more quiet melodic part sometimes. So it'll sound like this. In black metal, I wouldn't play like on the bow or the middle of the cymbal. on the bellow it sounds the best, so. Slower parts of any black metal song. So, and then yeah, let's work on like around the kit fills. So when you're playing a beat, you always hear your fills in songs from, I don't know, 70s metal, 80s metal, 90s metal, any kind of metal, you always hear fills, unless like, I don't know, metalcore is kind of gay, so yeah. Fuck, what am I gonna say? Oh yeah, so usually in black metal it's called 16th notes, so it's around the kit it'll sound like, so that goes 1 yen, 2 yen, 3 yen, 4 yen, and then it goes back to 1 yen. Because usually black metal is played in 4/4 or 6/8. But we're gonna work with 4 because 4 is the easiest in any type of music. So we'll work on fills. So that beat we learned, the first beat, but with the double bass, we'll work on that. And then from there, after we're done with that, we'll hit the crash. We'll hit the crash once, and go bada 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 beat. All right. So let's do that. So repeat after me. So yeah, that's basically all you need to know for black metal, and then I'm just gonna go over those beats again, and then yeah. So when we started with that was in 4. So pretty simple, and then what's that other beat? Oh yeah, and then so this part. It's the hi-hat triplets. Those are gonna sound most, I don't know, evil, I guess. But that sounds really gay. But so it's something like this. Now that's in 3/4. That's like a little bit. That's not in 4. I won't really go over it today. Maybe in another video. If this video gets 5 subs, right in general. But it would sound like this. Subscribe so I can post more, and I just really don't post more a lot because y'all, I mean, in general, I haven't been getting a lot of subscriptions.